Okay, so we're here in Macau and we're going to be taking a little drive. So we're going to go through a parking lot and drive all the way down to a university. So we're slowly exiting and you're going to get a little view of the whole thing. Lots of traffic in here. Okay, so stay tuned. And you're watching something called Walking Macau, and sometimes I'll label it Driving Macau. So this is going to be a driving video. Chiquinha, Chiquinha. Let's go check out the road. Chiquinha. Hey, after you watch this, tell me what you like most about it. Put it in the comments below. Also, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit that little bell button so you can see when I make other videos too. Okay, driving Macau, and we're going to be, we're in the Macau side. Let's see if I can, I guess that's this. You have a little bit of a windshield there. I could bring it, that's fine, just as it is. So we're going through a parking lot right now. And right over there is Zhuhai de Campo, which is a main artery that goes all the way north to south across the Macau peninsula. It's a major thoroughfare. Buses will take it. Got this rainy day, so next to the left is a school, and then straight ahead is San Francisco Garden, and also the military club. And believe it or not, this used to overlook the ocean. So it's a nice, beautiful park, and they always have something called, they have the year, they changed the landscaping. It says 2022. I don't think you'll be able to catch it. You won't be able to catch it, but it's there. And then they have these beautiful banyan trees like that one right there to the left. I've always really liked that one quite a bit. And then straight ahead, we're going to be entering onto Avenida de Grande Praia, the avenue of the big beach. So this is actually where the ocean used to come. So that pink building to the left, there's Zhuhai de Santa Clara right there. That pink building is called the military club, and that would overlook the water. And I guess probably the military was there, I guess, or the officers were overlooking the ocean, I guess. And this major road right here is Big Beach Road. So that across is all reclaimed land. So they put dirt into the ground and reclaimed it. And we're going to be riding on Avenida de Praia Grande right now. Praia means beach, Grande means big. And we're going to swing around. There's Lisboa Casino and Grand Lisboa Casino. So we're going to swing around and we're going to be on Big Beach Road. This is the road that separated Macau. Looks like we're going to be stuck right here for a moment, which is okay because I think I want to get that camera a little bit better. It's kind of loose. Is it better like that? Maybe. Oh yeah, there we go. Now it's more secure, it looks like. A little bit higher up, but I think it's good positioning. So yeah, this Big Beach Road, Zhuhai de Campo, is a north-south, and we're basically going, it's not really east-west, it's more like slanted northeast-southwest or something like that. And you can see that right there, that big building right there, right next to it used to be one called the Catholic Services. And somebody was telling me that the Catholic Church owns a lot of land in Macau. And that might make sense. There's a University of St. Joseph. It's the biggest, I think it's the biggest Catholic university in Macau. I'm pretty sure it is. And that's all owned by, but somebody was saying like, I don't know, they were kind of talking about, yeah, well, I won't get into the whole details, but anyways, Catholic Group Services used to be right there. Okay, we're finally moving. So what we're going to be doing is going over the Saivan Bridge later and all the way to Taipa. So we're on the Macau Peninsula side and we're going down Grand Praia Beach. I do wonder if these trees, how long it looks like they've been planted here probably after they created the reclaimed land. They're all about the same size. That would have been kind of cool if that used to be a beach with lined with these big trees. Yeah, kind of a rainy day. We're going to be moving along pretty quickly soon, but at the moment you're going to be in the density of Macau in the car And I don't know about you, I used to, I didn't have a car for 7 or 8 years in Macau. I would walk or take the bus pretty much everywhere. And when I would take a taxi, I just didn't really have a good concept of how the city flowed together in a vehicle, in a car. So if you're anybody like me, this would be your idea of you'll be getting an idea today about what it's like to be driving in Macau. Overall, I would say it's pretty good. The city is really small. Macau people, they think it's massive with a lot of traffic. They don't say it's massive, but they say the traffic is really bad. And even small distances, they say that you know, it takes forever to get somewhere. As a person like myself, I've lived in New York. I didn't drive in New York City, but I didn't drive in most of these cities. But I lived in New York City for a few years. I lived in Seoul, Korea for almost 8 years. I lived in Osaka, Japan for a few years. And I also lived in San Francisco, California. I did have a car there, and some other cities too, Portland, Oregon. And but basically, when I was in these big cities, it took forever to get from A to B. You know, granted, I didn't have a car in most of those cities, except for San Francisco. But I would, when I was living in those places, but I knew it took a long time to get from A to B because I was in traffic without driving. You know what I mean? Okay, let's navigate through this little stretch. So when people here say that the traffic is really bad, I just don't really see it. I see moments where there's like a little bottleneck here and there, but it's pretty minor. You work your way through it and it's all good again very quickly. But I can see where, like right now I can see all the traffic to the right, all the people coming in. So I can see where, you know, if you're in that traffic, you might feel like it's, but they're moving. They're not moving fast, but they're moving. Straight ahead is Macau Tower. The magnificent Macau Tower. And we're driving on kind of an isthmus. To the right is where the Macau landmass ends, and then straight ahead right now is kind of like the isthmus where we have Sai Van Lake and Nam Van Lake on both sides. Both of them are man-made lakes because they made this little thing in the middle between. They made those two into lakes and they circled them around with land. That this was all ocean. We're driving what was once the ocean, and we're driving on what was once the ocean, and then they just built this kind of landmass through it. And they put the Macau Tower up here, then they created a couple man-made lakes. And we're going to be going onto a bridge shortly. So basically up here there's a rotunda, a little circular drive, roundabout. I guess they call it in English a roundabout. So we're going to be entering into the roundabout, and then you can go around either Sai Van Lake or Nam Van Lake. We're going to be going around Sai Van Lake. Well, we're not going to be going around it. We're going to be going along it and then up over the bridge. Okay, let's see. Little traffic jam here. What the heck? Usually this, I've never had a traffic jam on this rotunda before. That's so strange. Is there an accident or something? I've never seen this. Is everybody trying to get to... It's so strange. I'm going to do a driving video. I guess we'll pause right there until we work our way through this a little bit. Okay, we're trying to work our way through this. I don't know exactly what's happening with this traffic jam like that. So cruise along. There's Macau Tower way up there. You get a nice slow view of it because we're stuck in this traffic, but there's Macau Tower. No bungee jumping at the moment, but that's what it looks like. And it looks like we have a little bit of a traffic jam at 9:30 in the morning on a Tuesday. I thought people usually went to work around 8 or 9, so maybe people are right. Maybe there are traffic jams here. I guess we're caught in one now. But most likely what happened is there's probably an accident up on the bridge. But I can see the bridge way over there and it's moving. So that's going to be the Saipan bridge that we're going to be entering on in a moment. And we are caught in Macau traffic. Very interesting. Okay, yep, so I guess must have been something that happened. But you can see all these, both lanes are trying to merge because we have to all get onto one lane when we enter that bridge. Maybe that's part of the problem, is trying to converge 2 lanes to 1 lane. There's usually not enough traffic to really have it be much of a problem. But at the moment, you can see that it apparently is a problem. Okay. Looks like the motorcycles are prohibited from using this entrance. I didn't realize that. You can use a motorcycle. Oh, there's... I think it said prohibited. But there is another way for motorcycles to enter onto this one, I believe. There's a motorcycle lane you have to come in through this other side, Barra. Okay, so now you can see the ocean to the left, and then to the right would be Saipan Lake, which you cannot see at the moment. You're gonna get a nice slow view of this beautiful Saipan bridge. So now we're going to be merging from our 2 lanes, and we're going to be merging with these 2 lanes merged together, and then parallel there's another one to the right, another lane coming in. And again, usually Macau's not so crowded, so it's usually not a problem, but I think because these 2 have to merge together, and I do see a policeman up there, so so maybe something happened. Stopping one side and letting all these people on this side go. Oops. Everybody's trying to get around the blue bus. And there's a beautiful Saipan bridge in the rainy February kind of weather day. Is that a decent thumbnail right there? And we're coming down on, well, you can see the signs, Taipa Central, Kolawan, and then a motorcycle lane is to the right, so the motorcycles are removed from the cars, which is great for a bridge, especially a windy bridge. And the first one we're going to see is Ocean Gardens to the left. So all those white buildings and the pink buildings that are straight ahead, that's all part of Macau. But all those buildings to the right that are off to the distance with the cranes all up on top of them, there's a ton of those. That's all the future financial district of Hengqin Island. And Hengqin Island looks like it's going to be, it'll definitely be part of the Macau Metro, but I don't know what capacity, because that's part of mainland China. This is a special administration region. So I don't know what the entire plan is for that. Basically, I think the plan is for that to be part of Macau, but it'll be on mainland China soil and land, and then Macau will also be part of China as well when the 50-year time period expires, which is about halfway there already. But I don't know how it's going to affect foreigners like myself. At the moment, I heard that foreigners will not have the access to Hengqin Island. They need to get a China visa, so that means that it's not really Macau. You know, if they give the rights to a foreigner to live in Macau, and some of them have been here for 500-600 years, especially some of the Portuguese families. Well, actually, there's a lot of stuff going on with that. Some of the Portuguese families get a choice to either choose Chinese nationality or Portuguese nationality, I believe, something like that. So they have a choice, and if they take the Chinese nationality, then of course they can go over there, no problem. Okay, so we're gonna stop at the stoplight. That's what we're gonna do. And directly to the left is Macau Roosevelt, and it's a hotel. And that's not too far. To the left is all Taipa, like Taipa Central. To the right, we still see tons and tons of construction everywhere. That's what I see. Just a ton of construction. If you look at it on a map, like a Google Earth map, it'll look like just a ton of construction with some buildings there, and that's kind of what it is. But actually, I haven't been able to go over there in 2.5 years. I did go over there before, and I did film a little bit. The film is probably lost somewhere on my channel. I don't know how I labeled it. I'm sure I labeled it Zhuhai, possibly Hengqin. But before I had the channel, I went over there with my camera and I filmed a lot of pretty cool stuff, but I don't think that ever made it to YouTube. But anyways, the last 2.5 years, it's not accessible to foreigners. I mean, I could, but it's like a 9-page document with all kinds of required detailed information about everything you can possibly imagine. Let's see if I can merge over there. That guy right to the right of me has been very anxious to get around me, so he's could crash into me pretty easily. So I'm glad to not be in front of him, because with this rain, you don't really want somebody like riding on you, you know, within an extremely close range, and he was. Let's give you a little context. You can see some of the casinos now, and then directly above us is the light rail transit line. There's one line that goes through Taipa. It's kind of a horseshoe shape, kind of, or a U, kind of a strange U horseshoe shape. But basically, it starts out around Ocean Gardens, which is the big apartments that we could see when we were going over the bridge. And then it comes through these casinos here, so it's straight right here, but then it kind of curves into the Venetian casino and all the casinos basically on the Cotai Strip. And it gives access to almost all of them. And then it goes all the way to the airport and to the ferry terminal. And there's also another spot that it stops that is like a bus land crossing. I don't know if you call it land crossing, but it's kind of what it is. You can't really walk, you have to go over a bridge on a bus, but it's... Okay, let's see, we're stuck in our traffic again. It's rainy Tuesday morning. Slowly moving along. So now you can get a glimpse of Taipa Central over to the left, and directly to the left is the Jockey Club, horse racing. That's been there for quite a while. I wonder what the future of that is. All the land is quite valuable, so can't even imagine. They probably wouldn't be able to sell it very easily. There's so much land there. I don't know. I don't know what they could do. I'm no expert. I'm sure they could if they wanted to. Okay, so we're entering this roundabout. We're just kind of waiting for the right time, which is now. And if you go straight, there's a sign for the aeroport. Airport. But we're going to be heading towards Koloan, and Galaxy's to the left, so we're going to see some casinos now, including the Galaxy. And to the right, there's like a new marina. It's kind of more for wealthy apartment owners, I guess. but that's going to turn into Broadway Casino, which is a casino connected to the Galaxy Casino. It's the same ownership, but Broadway to the right over there, you can see it now, is more like a, I don't know if I could call it a play area, but it's basically a strip of restaurants and a few bars. The potential is pretty cool, but I would say that the restaurants way outnumber the bars, and most of the restaurants are Chinese. There's not much variation in there. There's a little bit, but there's a Thai restaurant in there, kind of a fusion Portuguese one. Probably a Japanese in there too. There's usually the Japanese restaurants are the most popular restaurants in Macau. Well, the Chinese are the most popular. But places like that are set up for the tourists, and almost all the tourists come from mainland China, so almost everything caters towards mainland Chinese. So basically, if you're a foreigner, there's a bar that all the foreigners will go to called Roadhouse. I've filmed in there before, so you can always look that up and take a look and see what it looks like. And right now, we're going under this bridge. This bridge right here connects mainland China with Macau. So this is a bridge that people would go to, and that like a short bus, maybe a 5-minute bus ride that goes back and forth. You can use your Macau pass and just easily take it back and forth. But of course, if you're a foreigner, you have to deal with immigration, and you need your passport, and they'll stamp it. And right now it's impossible with COVID, almost impossible. They made it almost impossible. But if you really, really, really need to go, you can get there, but it'll cost you a lot of money, and it'll cost you a lot of time to try to get the paperwork in order to go over to mainland China. But that was the bridge. You can take it, but mainland Chinese are pouring in every day. I think something like 10-20,000 or something like that a day, 30,000 or something like that. So now we're entering a tunnel that goes to the University of Macau. And this goes under the water into the University of Macau. Is actually on Hengqin Island. And Hengqin Island is where all those new buildings are popping up everywhere. If Hengqin Island is accessible to Macau residents and tourists and foreigners without needing to get the mainland China visa, which is really, really difficult to get, it could be really cool. It could really transform Macau into a very international city with a lot of possibilities and all kinds of cool stuff. But with the COVID situation, it's hard to know exactly where the future is going at the moment. But we'll see in the future. And then when we do, this whole video will be in the past, won't it? Funny how that works. So we're going to be coming out of the tunnel and into the University of Macau. It's a pretty nice campus, actually, really nice. I heard that in the future they're going to open it up to, again, I don't know how people like myself, or people who are not of Chinese ethnicity, I don't know how this is going to work, but I heard that if you do have Chinese ethnicity, you'll be able to walk from the campus into mainland China and back, no problem. I don't know how they're going to do that exactly, but probably to show your card, but I don't know how it'll affect the foreigners. I think maybe foreigners won't be able to do that, even though that will be part of Macau. We'll see, don't really know. And there's University of Macau right there. University of Macau. Okay, so hope you liked this little trip, and now we're on the campus. So a long video, but maybe interesting, I hope. Okay. Hope you like it. Go check out the road. Oh, hey guys. 3 things. Like, subscribe, make some comments below. It'll really help out my channel. All right. Chiquinha.